Beaver, away!
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Locked and Loaded Cup number 2. We're here with Ora Elektro versus nerdRage coming up any second now on Sunshine. Yeah, and this map is slow at the best of times. Obviously, Sunshine last notoriously difficult both in and out. We have the groups on screen right now.
Do see both teams sort of edging already up here in the best of one here. It is CP Sunshine. It is nerdRage versus Ora Elektro. nerdRage in the blue. Red is going to be Ora Elektro.
Yep, as we do roll out this first mid after a little fake ready up. So what are you expecting? Who are you going to be on the camo for this first mid mid?
I mean, ultimately, it's going to be all about the demo man, and Nazboy is definitely not going to be a slouch here. If he can be made room by his soldiers, he's definitely going to put in a good marker. And as we see, Josh and Nubi go straight into the choke of Ora Elektro. Electro like instant pressure with Amarok going down. Ron's is looking to do some return, but he's really not healthy.
Both teams have completely swapped sides now. It's going to be devastating for the team who doesn't make it through this mid-fight, completely caught out of position as the bombs do come in from both teams now trading 2 for 2. Seeds has fallen along with Josh on the side of nerdRage though. And it looks like Ora are just trying to play safe around their medic, but they're just getting converged on. Everyone is going down in this small area around the choke. Everex, Mr. Nubi, all trying to get their hands on Juxta and Nevo right now. The Uber is up for Juxta, but Nubi! Oh, he just trips off that wall on the side there, just jumps up, bounces, and falls down with the Market Gardener.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Juxta did a really good job of baiting out there, but his team just got penned in. The frags were converted, and ultimately committing in on one player in Nevo. Gets dropped is really unfortunate. I can't imagine that trade would have gone too favorably for them anyway. But nerdRage are definitely on the front foot here. They've converted mid. They've got, they're holding second now. They've got a 50% Uber advantage. They're just looking to feel out Ora Elektro, who again are opting this very famous passive position we're used to seeing out of them, particularly sort of the Eames style of play on a map such as Sunshine.
Runs gets immediately checked out by Josh. So he's going to have to jump away. Azuna's trying to do something, will take down Everex in the choke and takes this opportunity to go behind. He's taking this 1v1 with Nuvi, but he'll fall. Nevo trying to trade it out while the rest of his team is taking a fight completely on the other side of mid in the choke. Nevo now on the back cap, threatening it, ×2 on the cap there. And the rest of Ora are in a very good place to block the middle capture, so Josh has had to go back to try and deal with Nevo, and the rest of the players are just taking this 3v3 on mid, but now Eames has fallen. This is looking really good for nerdRage. The respawns are in from Ora, though they have the forward spawn, so they get there a little bit faster. Rockets into Mist, he's had to fall down to the low ground, he gets taken down. Oh! The drop from Seeds!
That was amazing work from Azunis. Ora Elektro knew exactly what they were doing. They really tried to. And Juxta as well!
Does no one have mouse 2 bound in this game?
Way.
What? There's been 3 opportunities for Uber and 3 drops already. Neither of these medics want to use at all. Now it's only Nasboy left alive on the side of nerdRage. He finally gets taken down by the long-range roller, I think, from Eames. Oh my god, things finally stabilize as Ora take mid once again.
That was, I'm going to say, a bit hairy for both teams. Not ideal. But what that has done is equalise things. 2 drops in very quick succession. nerdRage got some decent cap time there, but Ora Elektro definitely got the spawner advantage, and they're looking to pressure straight away in through this valley. Sorted an insane air shot to Siege, but he slips away on 15 HP. Ron's absolutely robbed that. That was a huge air shot. Siege just straight back into it.
Oh, and Josh is destroying people as they try and retreat, just hitting crispy directs onto Nevo. And now Ora have completely folded. They're back on their own second. Only 2 players up. The spawns are in at least, but there's still no scouts. They need to get out to last here as the 6 players of nerdRage start to flood in through the choke. Rons will take down an overextended Josh, but the rest of them are just going to have to flee. Eames, in fact, caught so out of position, trying to escape through dungeon. Oh. He's so very low, and the force actually comes out from Seas. Juxta has no one to use on, but there's no one shooting at him, so he doesn't get forced for a while. He's going to have this 100% Uber to try and get back out of the shutter.
But he dropped the second boy! No way!
No!
Oh my god, this is chaos. Ora Elektro really not sort of comfortable. It seems they've got the front foot, and then they just get spatted straight back down by nerdRage. That is really crushing it, and certainly quite demoralising as a player.
Oh, and now nerdRage trying to come in. They've lost Seeds and Everex, and looks like the cap is going ahead while the pause comes in. Well, this pause is in the future. I think it's safe to assume no one blocks Mist here. He's got a good half the cap time.
On pause.
And I'm wrong.
It's been quite consistent here.
I think
just 5 minutes in as well.
Our first drop to the Market Gardener, it's fair enough. I mean, you can't really see him around the corner in the sky, and it's one click and you're gone. Actually, we do have the unpause now, so let's take care of this last fight, and as we expected, Amarok goes down immediately, and nerdRage take this round. So yeah, the first drop to the Market Gardener is completely fair enough. But then Seeds and Juxta on that next, like, mid fight, I suppose, both managing to just drop to rockets that realistically they shouldn't have been. Juxta particularly, I think, saw that soldier right in front of him and just wanted to disrespect. But here we are on the second mid. Nubby with a super fast rollout, but he doesn't find anyone because they've all rolled out through Flower rather than Choke, so he just gets back, and we are still in a 6v6 for now.
Yeah, good bit of risk management for him. He doesn't commit for it, doesn't die for it, and he is able to participate in the team fight. Again, his re-bombing done huge damage to Rons and Eames, really pressuring them into that choke, but Amarok going down as well. Rons picked off 2, Everex picking up 2k there. Ora Elektro really sort of penned in here. High ground definitely in control of nerdRage, so just gotta look to deal some damage. They want, and they've actually pressured them back to second now.
But now they are completely forfeiting the capture to go for these kills, and it's working out for them. nerdRage just going for this clean wipe. Amarok will be, Azunis will be going down, and Amarok clears up Nasboy afterwards. That's where the pause happened. Just had a reconnect from... who? Someone managed to disconnect and come back. But nerdRage have cleaned up middle. They've finally capped it off. They still have 100% advantage. They're into second now. This does not look good for Ora Elektro.
Yeah, nerdRage, they've got a 90% advantage. So they can really look to bide their time here and look to dismantle Ora Elektro's defenses here. They are rapidly building a gun, but of course they've got a lot of time on their side. They've got sort of 30 seconds, but they actually get forced.
Yeah, Azunis
that could have been a force. None of them took damage. Or was he on the pack?
He was on the pack, but
okay.
Azunis did get 2 rockets into his feet, so that's... nerdRage's Uber completely wasted, and in fact Mist is the only casualty from the Ubered team, so this is definitely an opportunity to at least peek out, but it's always so tricky getting out of Sunshine last, particularly in this 6v6 situation. There's stickies all over. Nevo is going to find out any second now. He just gets out of dungeon. They're going to have to look for somewhere else to go. Looks like bottom left is the decided doorway.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward in for Ora Elektro here because they know they're going to have to leave a player last, or at least play one player really slowly so they can back to last. So this is effectively a 5v6 completely on low ground, but they've made an excellent job of it, managing to kill both Josh and Everex. So they take that second pretty comfortably, and they don't even use their Uber. nerdRage, of course, didn't quite want to commit in there as they didn't have Uber themselves, and Ora Elektro just looking to roll with the momentum and their 2-pick advantage.
Yeah, it's even by now, but if they can get the space here, and Ora looked like they tried to for a second, they did make a bit of space around Choke, but wasn't enough to get the rest of the team through without taking a hell of a lot of spam, so they just decide to fall back as the respawners come in, and we are in our first proper second to mid stalemate of the game. Hopefully the last, but it's Sunshine, so I doubt.
This is Eames' happy place, stalemating, quite contented with sitting on this for a while. Nubby attempts to throw himself at the wall right at the start there, doesn't quite get anything for it, and Ora Elektro actually seemingly using this as a reason to push Cafe. They are around down, 21 minutes left, so definitely no rush, but you need to be taking those points.
Yes, they are just seeing what they can get away with in Cafe for now, kind of proning a little bit, but they didn't find anything. Josh called it out, backed up, and got his team's eyes on the situation. They got everything under control. There was no opportunity to get anything done for Ora. So we are back here with Nubby going straight. Oh my god, it's another drop! Juxta down again to the Market Gardener of Nubby. How many are we going to see this game?
Funny spoon is funny spoon. Juxta drops again. You really can't blame a player for that. It's the sort of thing that should really be spotted deep, and there's just no denial there. It's really unfortunate that Nubby gets away with that for them. So gonna have to resign themselves to last. They can buy themselves a bit of time as nerdRage sought to take second, but with Eames dying late, it's looking a bit sticky for them.
Yeah, the sentry gun is up on last now as the Uber will be coming in. It's just Nasboy and Seeds on the low ground. They do pop it off now eventually. There's already 2 down. That's Eames and Rons on the defense. You need that demo to hold on to that point, but he's already down. There's 4 picks now, in fact, and the cap is so clean. What else can you expect after that drop from Nubby onto Juxta? So clean and easy for him, it seems. He's getting away with it already twice himself this game, and his teammates have got another 1 or 2 under their belt.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Eames and Rons, of course, going down so early. They just could not stomach the Uber, and what they could take even less was the cap time. So, again, both Romans looking to go for these really aggressive plays, but none of them catching anyone out just yet. But Ora Elektro seemingly playing into nerdRage, rotating to the Tetris side. Oh, Rons tries getting onto Seeds, but what he has done is taken him out of the fight, but so many frags converted the other way. It's a near clean sweep for nerdRage there.
Yeah, nerdRage just completely dominant, taking apart Ora Elektro piece by piece in that round. And they're already all over last. Nasboy's got one side stickied. Azunis does manage to bait the stickies out, but they just can't get out of this spawn. There's already 4 players from nerdRage on last, and it could backfire if this goes wrong. All 6 players are out of spawn now. Seeds is so stuck in, and he has to force, but I mean, there's not much opportunity for Ora Elektro to punish. They don't have their own Uber, they're 1 player down, they're still pretty much in their own spawn. And now the huge bomb from Nubby will be putting a lot of damage on the spawn, forcing everyone back in, and everex just caps up the point while they are retreating. Oh my god, Ora didn't even get a word in that round. They were pretty much in spawn for half of it.
Yeah, instead of choosing to sort of push in a bit later after second is cap, nerdRage thought, let's just dismantle their defenses before they even get them set up. So they take a third pretty decisive round. We're 11 minutes in now. Ora Elektro, they're going to be a bit uncomfortable at this point.
Yeah, I mean, once things get this out of your control, once the momentum is this bad against you, it's got to be worrying, but they should be able to keep their heads in the game. Both teams have switched sides, but Azunis was hiding in his own cafe, so now he's ended up behind nerdRage. But neither soldier from Ora hit a single rocket. They've just managed to let nerdRage get away with that, and nerdRage are cleaning up all the rest of the frags. That's so unfortunate. Ora were in pretty much the perfect position to deal with it. Nubby now landing on the exit, very wise move to try and cut off the escape, but it looks like Juxta and Nevo are going to get out safe and sound either way.
Yeah,
Nevo will die to get his medic out, but I think that's a worthwhile trade now. At least it'll be even for last. I say that as Nubby comes in, he's trying his best again. Juxta just hides in the spawn, not taking any risk at all.
Mid finally being capped by nerdRage. It looked like at times that mid was going to go Ora Elektro's way. The soldiers were in such perfect positioning, but instead of sort of killing players on nerdRage, they were just weakening all of them, and the follow-up just wasn't there. Perhaps a slight miscall in the focus fires, and Ora Elektro, the overcommitment of nerdRage onto last, do come into mid through Valley, looking to pressure them out of choke here.
Yep, we do have both teams on the midpoint. Rons has fallen. Josh will be traded for him though, so it's 5v5, 1 soldier down for each team, and the positioning of nerdRage is very clustered all around their own choke right now, but they are the ones that need to defend. The point is being snuck out from under their noses by Nevo, as the bomb behind from Nubby will just cause a little bit of distraction. Now the rest of nerdRage can walk over the point. They've managed to block the capture, and everyone is so split up from Ora. They managed to just force out the Uber because only Eames and Juxta were on mid. Everyone else had gone back just for Nubby. 4 players turning back for 1 person just allows that force and allows nerdRage to keep middle, which now means they have this 100% advantage to go into second.
Yeah, that was a beautiful surf out there from Juxta. It means that sort of the unfavourable force there doesn't quite mean all that bad news for them. Josh going down very early there. Ron's commits in for Seeds. Doesn't get any rockets off. So Seeds sitting at 50% advantage. They do have it, but 2 critical explosive classes down do actually get forced in the end there by good damage from Eames.
Yeah, but they are chasing so deep. Eames won't be able to escape with his life. He does actually get behind the barrels, but there's 2 scouts staring him down, and he will be falling. Amarok now very, very low HP, just trying to dodge and juke around. Actually takes down Nubby with that tiny sliver of health he had left. But now Ora, they have this advantage, but they don't have Eames. It's going to be very tricky to push out. In fact, they are managing it anyway. It looks like nerdRage were just kind of a bit far back. They let them through, but now they've come close again. Notice that they can just stuff these players into lobby, make sure they don't get out.
Yeah, it was really good work for Eames a little while back there when he baited those 2 scouts in. It really bought Juxta just enough time for him to get their Uber up. So they are actually going to have a pretty solid defense here in what looked like a pretty hairy situation when they were first pressured out of second. So they've got a bit of time. They brought Nevo up on the sniper and Amarok on the engineer, so I can imagine they're going to anticipate a bit of a stalemate here. nerdRage very happy with that. They are 3 rounds up here. There's 15 minutes remaining. They know the longer they wait with this round advantage, the harder and harder it's going to be for Ora Elektro to look to convert these rounds.
Yep, we have a spy from Nubby who has left the spawn, and we have a spy from Azunis who has checked the spy with his own spy.
Is
so
this a
now
double spy?
They know about Nubby at the very least. I don't think they're actually going to go spy at all, but they did know that Nubby somewhere is playing spy.
Yeah, identifying that really critical, of course, because that ultimately is what's going to make this last defense slip out of your hands.
Oh, he
has
uncloaks
undisguised now.
He's coming in. Oh my god, he knifes Juxta once. Juxta surfs it back, but he's on 40 health. If there was a little bit of spam or maybe a sack along with it. Oh, Josh did try to sack, but he died to the sentry. Sorry, I did not catch that. But, oh, that was so close for comfort.
Yeah, it looked like a slight mistime. Josh's bomb just came in a little late there. And then the backstab just didn't come good. So, unfortunate. But we're seeing them in a very similar position they were in before. They're still stalemating, so ultimately nerdRage lost absolutely nothing off of the back of this. They just had to relinquish a bit of the lobby control here, and again, instantly retaking it.
Yeah, no point staying in lobby when you don't need to. It's not a important part of the map to keep under your control. It's much safer to be out on second as soon as you lose any player in this situation. I mean, especially when you have the round advantage, there's even more praises to be sung for staying on second. But C's just dropped to Nevo, peeked a little bit too wide into that sniper sightline, and Everex missed, and Josh all fall immediately after. Nasboy trying to do what he can in the lobby will die as well. Only Nubby left alive in the dungeon. Tries to preemptively pre-fire a market garden, but he's just been hunted down on last. Surely he doesn't survive this one. And that will be second capped up, and a huge, huge advantage for Juxta.
Yeah, really sort of comfortable push out there. All slipped out of nerdRage's hand, unfortunately. But again, very comfortable position in sort of the general game state, but they're a bit stuck as it stands. 50% disadvantage. Josh does manage to get the force out, and the players remaining on his team so far back. It's going to be really awkward for Ora Elektro to commit in and get anything off the back of this. So Seed's going to be sitting pretty on a 70% advantage.
Yep, flip-flopping as we call it. They've just traded the point for the Uber, and now the Uber advantage is in the enemy team's hands. They have to try and recreate the exact thing Ora just did, but try and not get forced. We'll see when nerdRage opt to take this one. Looks like they're starting to move towards Flower and Choke. Seeds actually pops up into Cafe along with his team there. Nubby taking a 1v1 on the flank will trade. Rons gets some good damage into Nasboy, but the Uber isn't forced off yet, and Ron's actually staying in, getting baited in by that scout. Mist will clean him up, so this time Seeds hasn't had to use. It's a clean take of middle, but now the Ubers are even.
Yeah, they're looking to go in, but health on nerdRage is so bad. They seem to have run a 3-man sack there.
Yeah.
Not managed to get anything off the back of it, unfortunately, which is not great for them. So they're going to have to concede this point. Definitely not favorable to take a trade here. but some of their players really stuck right now, and Seed stood in the midst of 3 stickies waiting for his forward spawns frantically.
Ooh, Juxta kind of panic used there. I guess his 4 or 5 drops so far are getting to him. He used when he probably didn't need to, but now that Ryuba is coming in, they stayed on the point too long after using off that Uber maybe, as nerdRage managed to get a couple of frags. I thought they'd get Juxta too, but that is an absolute miracle that Juxta manages to survive.
Yeah, really solid. nerdRage just looking to protect Seeds, but only so much Nazboy can do to protect him from both the Rons and Azunis. So he does go down. Juxta going to be sitting on a 50% advantage, but picked off by EverX.
Yeah, he was completely surrounded. nerdRage just knew they had the advantage in that fight, and they managed to take down all of Ora Elektro, get this second capped up. Seeds did go down at the same time at least, so it should be even, but speaking of which, Seeds had spawned on the Kritzkrieg and already has a pretty juicy advantage.
Yeah, Kritzkrieg, definitely an interesting one. Obviously, it's going to be all about Nazboy. I can imagine they're going to look to sort of use in this top right, get the early kill on the medic, eliminate any sort of disadvantage they've had in the post of that, and see what they can do with it. Just feeding each other out. They're 10% away. They can't slouch about too much, but Juxta is only on 50% as it stands. And we are going to see a bit of a push here. The Pyro is up, so that will be to the credit of Ora Elektro to an extent. But nerdRage
Here comes
really
the crits
need to make a bit of
top
movement.
onto Nazboy. They pop it off, but nothing is found at all. This is a completely failed crit. Nothing. There was nothing to even talk about, man. No one was near the crits. No one was even threatened.
The only thing looking at that crit was the worst class imaginable. It was the Pyro, so Nazboy unable to convert. They knew that Pyro was there. Perhaps they could have bided their time perhaps a little bit longer and just tried to get that solid first sticky off, because ultimately the first sticky is always the most damaging because they never see it coming. So 4 players down on the side. nerdRage, Azunis made a lot of ground with Eames, and they're going to take this second point really cleanly. And nerdRage on the back foot here.
Yeah, and Seeds actually does switch off the Kritzkrieg. He gets into the forward spawn and just gets rid of crits. So Ora might not be expecting this, but they'll know that they have a full advantage either way. Juxta gets forced and Josh drops runs from the Uber with the same blow. So now they are just trying to find any frag they can, but they give up on chasing EverX as he falls low, so everyone's going to survive on the side of nerdRage. They are looking to re-push now already. Eames gets juggled by the stickies of Nazboy and just clean meat shot out of the air by Mist. So this is looking very bad for the teamfight of Ora already. Both scouts kind of stuck in, but they've been left high and dry by the rest of their team. Amarok's just getting chased down in Valley. Will he go down? No, he escapes, but it doesn't matter either way. I mean, Eames is down, the Uber advantage is still in favor of Seeds. It's not looking good for Ora. They need to get back into the game right now. It's 8 minutes and they're 3 rounds down.
Yeah, Eames is actually hiding in this forward spawn. I can imagine he's going to go for something a little bit wild, but does get caught out and has to back spawn instead. Ora Elektro just going to have to back out here, losing runs. But trading for EverX is not the end of the world, particularly with your medic surviving. Eames on the last, it's not the worst position to be in, as they're just exchanging spam on this right-hand side between the demo men.
Yep, we do have Zunis in lobby picking up Josh, just trying to force people out as much as he can, but he does get traded here. And now the Uber's actually come out in a little trade at the bottom of second. Missed body blocking Eames in the Uber. Oh, that's a deadly move. He does take down Eames, and now no demo man on last. The most important class you need to hold on to that capture point is just going to let everyone from nerdRage flood in through this top door. The bomb is in from Rons to try and stuff them in the doorway, but it's just looking like they're taking this very slowly. Juxta actually falling down to Nazboy's stickies means that they can switch it up, re-push from the other side. Amarok is trying to do anything he can. He gets caught off in lobby. It's a 5v3, and they are just going to be able to burst into last here.
Yeah, Nazboy's sticky headshots really create an excellent opening into that last. So many numbers down from Ora Elektro. That was such a clean round from nerdRage. Really good work there from Nazboy as well, as being Ora Elektro. 4 rounds down, 6 minutes 20 remaining. it seems a near impossible feat. They've got to really hope that nerdRage drop a serious bollock here.
Yeah, I think they probably need to drop 2 serious bollocks here for anything to come of this. 4 rounds in 6 minutes is... there's no words for what that is. It's as impossible can be. So we are into this 5th and possibly final mid-fight here. nerdRage already taking the advantage, taking Eames down and getting a bit of cap time over the middle. Josh bombing in, Nubby gets behind. There's 3 down on Ora, and the collapse from Nubby behind will take down 1. This is over for Ora Elektro.
Yeah, let's get the concede rule in here. It's over. Unfortunately, it was a good attempt from Ora, but it just didn't quite work out for them. The soldier attempted to make a bit of space, but just got shut down so early. nerdRage take mid so comfortably. Nazboy already so far ahead. I can imagine nerdRage, they can take a few risks here. They can afford to keep playing aggressively in there and try and take this by point difference and really amplify the name they have for themselves as the dominant team in this group.
Yeah, I mean, if they convert this, then they've taken every single match in this group with a 5-0 win. Nazboy, in fact, just sacks in without the Uber even anywhere near him, and the Uber comes in from the other side. I've never seen that, a distraction demo man sack while your Uber goes in the other door, and maybe this is why I've never seen it. It's because it's terrible and it does not work out for nerdRage at all.
Yeah, it seemed near completely incapable of taking down Nevo's gun. He's putting in a real shift there. Ora Elektro managed to hold it, but it's looking a bit dire. nerdRage are going to have another crack at it, sort of just conceiting themselves.
Seeds actually walked back to spawn and equipped Kritzkrieg during that.
Oh no.
So now there is a push out. Nubby will get a few rockets into Juxta. He's gone. Oh, Juxta! Oh, he just manages to force off in time. Oh my god, he should have dropped there. Josh put a rocket into him and he was like 1 HP with his crossbar, I think. He got so lucky to manage to stay alive, but either way, he does get taken down straight after the Uber. Seeds is ready with his Kritzkrieg. Using it onto Josh this time. Double kill with the first rocket. Josh walking in, gets another one onto Eames. That's a 4K with the rockets. Nevo just staring him down as the pyro, but everyone else can cap the point. Josh does what Nazboy couldn't with the Kritzkrieg. And the 5-0 is in for nerdRage. That was such a dominant game. I don't think Ora really had a chance outside of the chaos in the first 5 minutes where we had drops left, right, and center. After that was over, after both the teams had kind of found their heads, nerdRage were obviously just better by a mile.
We can have a little peeper at these groups before we head through. Of course, Group 2 dominated by nerdRage. Second place obviously going to be Ora Elektro, as they won both of their first games as well.
Because why not? we've got the overlays. We can take a look. Top 8 of these teams will be going through to play in the bracket against our invited teams.
But we'll have to see on that one as they progress through to the round of 16, where they will be playing up against the invite teams that we have been covering over today.
Yeah, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I believe we'll be back. We're going to be moving into the round of 16 later on tonight, so don't go anywhere.
Hi, old beaver! Away!